Hi, welcome to Prêt-à-Template app tutorials. Let's dive into the creative process of jewelry design and use a signet ring template to work on. Each template has many views depending on the piece, and they have a separate transparency toggle. The idea for this design is a custom carved stone. I split screen with Photos app to use a picture of Michelangelo's David, a gypsum eye cast. Tap and hold onto the image to crop it from the background and drop it onto the layers area. It will appear on canvas where you can scale it and place before selecting OK to approve. I also have an inspiration piece which I would like to keep attached with this project. This time I go to Gallery Grid and hold it, dragging it onto canvas itself. This will pin the whole picture. Tap on this pin to see it. You can attach multiple images or pins and move them around. To adjust my image, I use eraser and make sure it's within the ring borders. From now on, every new action we make will be on a new layer to make no disruption to the previous steps. Let's pick a watercolor brush in a color that's light of the stone. Depending on your idea, it can be different. This will represent translucency and the light that is inside the gem. Therefore, the edges of this light will be soft, like a glow from within. I'll speed up the process and include everything, but just make it faster. Now let's use a flat marker tool, and with the light color put some light areas. This time it represents the light that glides and bounces off the smooth surface of the gem, so it's brighter and the edges are more defined. I would like to add some highlights to make it look more glossy. I use white color, ink pen, and a smudge tool on top in the areas where I need to blend the edge. Here's a finishing touch. Now I add a layer on top to work on the gold setting area. I will work with the grid color tool this time and pick a rather dark hue as a starting point using a solid tool to color. Continuing with this tool on a new layer, I draw rubies as circles and arrange them using scissors tool to move and copy them. Adding a layer on top, pick a pen tool in medium size and a lighter color from the same sequence, and mark the area of light, which is about half. I use top left and a bit less from the opposite side of the oval. Then I pick even lighter color and place it within the previous area, moving in with each step till I get the white highlights to place in the middle. Reduce the pen size as you get close to the center of the light. Some dark shadows are required as it looks a bit flat, so I get brown color that's a bit more towards the red to mark the edge. And I add a layer on top to drop prongs, the beads of metal that hold the gemstones, following the same coloring steps. Let's add a layer on top of the gems and draw a red light circles with a light dot inside and outside the top left corner. Add a bit lighter shade within the dot that's inside the circle, and add a white dot on top of the one outside. You can add additional darker hue on the opposite side, and some highlights on top of a few stones that are closest to the light using an ink tool and a white color. This will add an extra sparkle. I thought the setting in yellow gold could work well with the color of the stones, but let's make a shank with a black gold, adding a new layer way under everything else. We can place a dark gray color with a solid tool, not worrying about the edge, and use scissors to mirror it. To add light, use marker or ink tool with a gray hue and place it on the top left area. Bottom right, place black and some lighter edges of reflected light. The same process applies to drawing the front view, so we'll speed it up. These two views will be enough to show all the information about the design in case the side view looks pretty much the same as the front, with no additional design details. Now we can add some technical specs or information in the note within a pin, a ring or a stone size to keep in mind. If you need to add gray background, use a color fill tool on the layer in the bottom of the sequence. We hope this tutorial was useful and will inspire you in your creative journey. Thank you for watching.